Hello, hello to the collective of Magic with Melly. I am Melly. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please like, comment, or subscribe. Make your energy new and known by me so that you can continue to be a part of the collective if you feel welcome here. If you do not, that's fine. Maybe this is not the energy for you. Maybe I'll see you later. Hopefully, then, I feel very confident that my messages reach people and help them in some way, form, or another. However much help you receive may be up to the circumstances that you are in. Maybe you do not need my help. Maybe you do. Maybe your story is in my readings and maybe only part of your story is in my readings. Maybe you need to connect my reading to other readings or my readings to my other readings. Click on or off if you feel guided to. Whatever you receive, make sure you are doing the best with what you can, with what you have, holding gratitude in your heart. This reading is all about bouncing or balancing. You may be bouncing back and forth between decisions. You may be wanting to weigh out your decisions and needing to balance the scales in certain areas. You may need to bounce back. I'm hearing last night took an L, but tonight I bounced back. Wake up every morning. That song by I was gonna say Jay Sean, but I think I'm channeling Jay Sean as well. Baby, are you down, 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 down? Baby, are you down, 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 down? So maybe someone's wondering if you're down for them because you've been bouncing back and forth between situations or relationships. If you're not really in a relationship, maybe you're in a fling and you need to decide. Balance, you can really decide what's best for you when you operate out of balance. So maybe if you're finding you can't make a decision, maybe you're not solid enough in your own energy, you need your energy realigned. But this reading is all about, either bouncing back or understanding where you need to, spring towards, jumping, making a leap of faith, maybe bouncing ideas off of one another so that you can strengthen the ideas that you already have. Maybe you have lots of wonderful ideas, but no true placements or true understanding of what your ideas are or like how to bring it into fruition. So you may need to connect with another person to be able to strengthen in that realm. But also balance. Maybe some of you have operated from imbalance and chose the wrong type of bouncing. Like bouncing around to do, because some of us have, bouncing around is not necessarily a bad thing. It actually gives me that idea of being on, what are they called, like a pogo stick. I think anyone who can successfully jump on a pogo stick without fear and without they really have a lot of confidence and a lot of balance. Being able to bounce around and do what's best for them. But there is an imbalance bouncing around where you're just fleeing from one situation to another situation to another situation, and things are not fully getting solved. And some of this is like it's catching up to you, and you need to balance the scales with karma, balance the scales with the universe. If any of the engulfment of messages there are for you, you clicked on this reading, so hopefully it was validating in the beginning. If not, then hopefully this is entertaining for you. Maybe you'll see that I'm channeling your past, maybe I'm channeling your current, or I'm channeling something that's about to happen. Realize that we have the Magician card here, so it's really indicative that whatever you see, experience, or believe, it is some manifestation of you, a mirroring of you. Many of you in the collective resonate with the Queen of Wands energy, whether you are dealing with the Queen of Wands or you are the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands feels very passionate and compassionate towards not only herself, but with those around her. I think that the Queen of Wands embodies an energy of being very centered in your projects, being very centered in your passion work, or something that you are passionate about, like everything that you put forward energy to, you feel deeply towards, so deeply towards that you are ignited, like as if like someone put a lighter under your bum and you're just like jumping around and dancing and running around. This jumping around, running around energy, maybe the situation is just really hot. Maybe you are really hot, or your person's really hot, or the situation is very steamy, very spicy. There's lots of drama or juiciness happening. And so we need to really maybe Queen of Wands is here to remind some of you who you are, but also to remind yourself that you can become a Queen of Wands and become centered and become passionate if you know your true placements. Now I have an interesting setup here. I'm gonna be live shuffling everything out here, but we do have like you could split it into two. So like person A and person B, or situation A and situation B, a combining energy, and some storyboarding. So out that you can see on the table is the Weird Cat Tarot. I have Mindful Messages and the Tarot of Oppositions. I have the Wise Dog Tarot, the Star Spinner Tarot, the Food Fortunes Tarot, and the regular Rider-Waite Tarot. So these are the cards that wanted to work for us today. As you can see, I chose cats and dogs because they are generally viewed as opposing energies or opposing spirit entities. Some cats and dogs do not get along and some do, and we're going to really see what the placements are, and if there is work that can be continued, like a connection that can be continued between the opposites and the sames, and figuring out where we really are. So we have that 10 of Wands coming up from last reading. We did have a 10 of Wands showing all about the baggage and releasing that, and behind is the 10 of Swords. So it's like really understanding that some of this extra baggage that we have is placed intentionally by others, through their means of, like, maybe they experience lots of pain, and they unintentionally spread their shit energy, or they don't know how to deal with their pain, so therefore they're really used to placing, like, they're intentionally placing more pain because in some way your suffering alleviates their suffering, only for a short time, I'm hearing. And surrounding this energy, Spirit is showing me that you guys have struggled to come out of this energy, but you see, or are willing, or are going to be willing to see soon, that it may, like, that there may have been a King of Swords involved in some of the betrayals you've been seeing, that maybe there is a resistance to take a journey away from this King of Swords because it may bring you heartache or grief, or you may have to have some time away from the things that make you feel connected and make you feel happy. This journey, though, it can't be avoided. If you do not do something about this King of Swords, that is right, because back to these tens here, the 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords, we have a King of Swords, someone who's very skilled in what they have done to you. So the longer you prolong your journey and pay attention to your spilled cups, it's a 3 of Cups. So you were enabling the entertainment of third parties just by seeing it and letting it continue, and not having a self boundary and being like, well, that upsets me, this energy upsets me, so when I see it, like, pay attention to what happens when you see certain things. And if there is a certain person causing it, like a King of Swords, a partner that's supposed to be your partner, and they're not really considerate of your feelings, and they continue doing what they're doing, it's not serving you right to stay. Spirit saying with this card that you are refusing to take the weapons that are necessary and leave everything else behind, or like take the tools that are necessary and leave everything else behind. And what I mean by tools that are necessary is like maybe tools that will help you love yourself, tools that will keep you safe, tools that will help you find enjoyment. You need to have those things and then leave anything else that is not in alignment with safety, protection, and love. One more card to end this little portion here with the Rider-Waite Tarot, please. Message for the highest good of the collective, or what's going on right now with the collective is the best here. Message for the collective. Okay. I have a Six of Pentacles coming out in the back of the deck, Tower. So, for some reason, I'm getting community again. There is trouble in the community, or trouble amongst friends and family, and maybe it might be affecting you and your person, or you and your person are affecting a group of people. Take it however it works for you. It may not even be that. It may be that Spirit's trying to indicate that you are going to be rising in your community. Or that it's safe to go to community when you don't feel safe, like to, you know, finding a community that is safe for you when you do not, when you find that there is something in your circumstance that isn't safe. You know, you need to find a different safe space in order to do, you know, something with yourself. That, I know that sounds really vague, but there, I think it may just feel or seem exactly right. Something about the community either returning or withdrawing from the community in order to like have peace, right? If you are spending too much alone time and it's disrupting, it's maybe exhausting, maybe the self-care, the self-nurturing thing to do is to reconnect with those that you have lost contact with, or that you need to be in contact with. Those meaning that that would show you love, you know, like that energy that you're missing, that you maybe cannot provide for yourself. Maybe you go and find that energy elsewhere if you cannot generate that for yourself, because I think it's exhausting when you're doing something that is not like that's not like working for you, or like regulating of the situation. If you can't do it yourself, you could ask for help, but be mindful that when you're asking for help, you are risking them being placed in your karma, or placed in your situation, or placed in your energy. So just being mindful that you are taking care to withdraw or connect as necessary. And so, and I take this as lightly and as seriously as possible. The last several days have been a very, very emotionally and physically dangerous time for me, because I saw an intentional physical attack, then it was meant to attack my emotional health, but I just refused to let it. The second I seen backstabbing, I then just blocked it. And in the aftermath, I had to take care of myself. And so that means I still have to, you know, make myself get up out of bed and eat, and, you know, wash my body and all that stuff. Even if it takes all day or all the time in between those important points, I still meet my needs. At the very, very least, I'll still meet my needs. If there's all these wants that I want to do, I know if I'm that exhausted, that the better thing to do is for me to rest from the things that I want. I may want to do this and this and this and this, but if I don't have the energy to spend it, I just cannot, you know. So then I'll use what little energy I have to feed myself, to clean myself. And I noticed my energy going into the kitchen, going into the living room space, the energy exchange between me and those who live in my house. When I'm in the energy, it's like I'm emotionally exhausted and I had only enough energy to be in the common space, only to eat. And when I entered there to eat, even if it was 10 or 20 minutes that I was in that space, I felt more energy. But then suddenly the person that was in the living room was sleeping. So realize that I probably took their energy enough for me to eat. But I have enough care and love in my heart to know that on a subtle level, that the energy belongs to them and that I need to rest more. I need to sleep more. I need to do more for myself instead of just being in the same space as people who are fine when I'm not fine. I wasn't even like super sicky icky, but just like I removed the block and I needed to grieve. I needed to be upset. I needed to be sad. I needed to be disappointed. I needed to be angry. I needed to channel it out all by myself. Because even if, like, when I'm hiding it, when I'm hiding how I feel and I'm in the same room as that other person, I can see it like take a toll on them. Even in just the slightest, where they're just tired, the energy exchange of me being so tired just it switches. And sometimes I think some of you are seeing an imbalance or like an abundance in someone being like highly energetic or not energetic enough. Like maybe something happened that really brought someone somewhere and you don't know how to get them out. Well, they're supposed to get them own selves out. It's some interesting energies, but with this tower moment, it's some things fall apart because they're meant to fall apart. Whatever was seemingly standing tall and strong maybe wasn't that tall and strong. Like maybe it was just a facade, that the interior wasn't as strong, like, you know, like something on the outside versus the inside. I'm getting like someone was extra mushy on the inside and having a hard exterior, but it wasn't like they actually were that strong. They just wanted to be seen as strong, or they wanted to be seen a certain way. But then there is a situation where if someone's brutally honest, or even just honest, period, authenticity, that stuff shines a light on some of these things, and it's really uncomfortable when you are not what you say you are, and then you get like a fire lit under your ass, where like the truth eventually will come out. So when did you think it was gonna be? Like after you die? So like that's not how karma really, like karma won't let you die without seeing your lessons first. Some people who are really ready to die are them people who are like, all right, I'm done seeing my lessons. Like I'm done being like this individual that I lived my life as. Some people choose that though, like to live this life is to learn its lessons, and when you don't, you'll just transcend into a different life with harder lessons, or transcend into your next chapter of your life with it harder to get, you know, if harder to escape, is what I'm picking up. So with this bouncing around, you can't really bounce around and choose another victim and choose another victim and choose another victim. At some point, all these victims can't keep dying because you can't learn a lesson. Eventually you will then be put there. I'm hearing like tragic accidents or like this or that, and it's like A lot of us sometimes hear like, oh, gone too soon, but you really don't know what they were doing behind the scenes, or what was happening to that person by another person's like hand of evil, what they were doing to either mentally affect them or set up blockages or obstacles like for them to make their situation harder, maybe based off of jealousy, because maybe they're doing as well or even better than you. And some people have this complex where this just can't be better than you. And it's like, why is that? Like, why do you feel so little about yourself that you have to be making other people little to feel good? Like that's just some twisted energy. Some of you are dealing with this in the middle of your connections, because there is the polarity here, where there's one side, and then there's the other side, and then there's all the energy that meets you in the middle. So we have cats and dogs, the tarots, and middle energy. So you can assign one side to be one partner and the other side to be the other partner. You can flip and flop it. Probably if I'm channeling an energy here, and you're here, you may be just feeling the same. So really take this reading however you would like it for it to fit for you. But we're going to finally get into the other tarot cards. So I'm going to clear the Rider-Waite. This baby might come back later for storyboarding. But you guys with that back of the deck earlier, the 8 of Swords, I really want to help you unstuck yourselves from being mentally stuck. And we have the 7 of Cups and the Sun. So I don't think you realize how much illumination that you have and how much light that you have, that to the point that there are options before you of how to take in your situation, but you're not ready to see them, or you're not willing to see them because of the certain attachments here. And that's all right. Your light will definitely illuminate a lot of things. And with this Knight of Cups again, surrounding the 7 of Cups again, and also in reverse again, I'm getting that there was perhaps, it was just too quick of a movement and then too much attachment in some areas, which is what brings us here to bouncing around and imbalancing. Like when you move really fast, or when you make a decision really fast, maybe you didn't fully process the information or fully process everything that was like provided surrounding the situation. And so here I'm gonna just take some time out to be mindful of where everyone may be in their journey. We have singles, we have relationships, we have relationships that are monogamous, relationships that are polyamorous. We have people who are single and having lots of sex. We have people who are single who are not having sex at all. There are relationships that are, ready for marriage, not ready for marriage. There are relationships that are casual, very serious. We have some people in the collective that are watching this and it's not even about relationships. It's about a work situation or a family situation. And just know that one side can equal you and one side can equal the other parties that you are considering. It could be one or many people. I may be channeling, many different various of situations for, your placements can be all over the place. Just know that if there's something here for you in the reading that's helpful, I would love to know. You can definitely let me know in the comments or via private messages. I do not respond if there's no clear intent of why you are reaching out. So I need, more from you. whether it's more personally from you or your reason for reaching out, please provide that. Don't just harass me, because otherwise it clearly looks like I'm being harassed while I am publicly servicing or serving. I was singing, and I know very much so I was being harassed with intention. I'm not going to say names, so bless them for having that protection, because I'm still going to perform at my very best, and that would not really be taking people down in a public setting. That's not how I roll. I don't even take people down privately. They do that to themselves. So we have Flora and Malachite. I think you guys just really need to expand on your love placements, emotionally healing, so that you can grow in your connections and grow your relationship with yourself. So let's start off with clearing space, clearing the energy in the middle. And let's channel out from the cat tarot and the dog tarot. So we're going to start with the cat tarot. So for the collective, for the highest good of the collective, we're going to channel out all opposing energies and similar energies, just energies that are relevant for the collective here today. And we're just ensuring that we're channeling for the highest good of all, and that we are not welcoming any evil in our reading. No weapons of evil shall survive against me or the collective or any cross watchers, even if they were having evil placements in their heart. We wish to channel that out in order to understand what's wrong with us and why we needed to create wrong in another. So with all that being said, we only want good messages to come out and bad messages to come out only for understanding and not for us to take in. Lovingly, let's see what is needed for side A, for person or side A for the situation. What's going on for the collective on side A? Give me some more energy on side A, please, to clarify this Tower, King of Wands, and Three of Pentacles, please. Clarify these three cards. Four of Pentacles, King of Pentacles reverse. And clarify this Three of Pentacles here, please. Three of Swords. Oh, and Six of Cups. Okay, I'm gonna, before I get into that, I'm going to channel the dog tarot. Messages for side B, for the collective. What's going on for side B in order for the clarity to come forward. Messages for side B. Messages for side B's collective. Messages for side B, Spirit, please. Oh my goodness. Okay, hang on. Let me pick this up, because side B is seemingly a mess. Considering the deck falling out of my hands. So clearly, I think some of you resonate with, you are doing really well and your person is not, or the other way around, you're not doing really well and your person seems like they're doing really well. Let me fix this. Maybe that's what somebody needs to say. Because they maybe did a lot of dirty. So they need to kind of pick up the shit they did, and, you know, kind of see what's, I don't know, let's see. Now that I have all the cards back, let's continue with what's up with the side B for their highest good. What's going on with side B? Clarify the Seven of Wands, please. Clarify it. The Hermit. Clarify the Six. No, this is a Four of Pentacles. Clarify the Four of Pence. Clarify the Four of Pentacles. Clarify, please. King of Swords. Clarify the Eight. This looks like an Eight of Pentacles. Eight of Pentacles. Clarify it. A Seven of Cups. Oops. I didn't mean to continue shuffling, but Ace of Pentacles and Wheel of Fortune. I'm going to take the extra card, actually, because that sounds, it feels like we need that. Okay, so currently, with side A is getting me this, yeah, Tower moment past. There may have been involvement with multiple kings or multiple queens, okay, because these kings don't have to be males. They could be females. It's just this energy of, there's double threes here, a Three of Pentacles, Three of Swords. So your person may have been dealing with more than one person so that they can really, because we have this bounce and the balance energy, I think it's really this situation of your person not knowing what they wanted. Four of Pentacles is in the Rider-Waite Tarot. When you see, let me look for the original card. Oh, Four of Pentacles. This Four of Pentacles, it looks like this person's really hanging on to what they got. And rather, it's like they really don't feel like they need more than what they have. Or they just don't want their stuff taken from them. And so what do? Maybe their guard was really up. Maybe they didn't really know what they wanted. Maybe they had to kind of build their own tower because like their foundation is based off of something or somebody else. So that they have to work on the things that they want and keep that close in their heart space. Maybe it's always on their mind. They're like, this person on the Four of Pentacles has both their feet grounded on a pentacle. So maybe there's, I'm hearing best of both worlds energy, maybe having more than one career, more than one dream, more than one path that they are following. One that's in a logical space, one that's maybe in a heart space. Or maybe you have, I don't know, there's a lot to maybe hang on to and not really give. I think there has been maybe an imbalance on giving and receiving, not knowing when to give, not knowing when to receive, maybe an extreme. If that's for you, I don't, your placement could be interesting with this, but it's like this, I'm also seeing the Four of Cups card where there is three cups in front of the individual, but then there's a divine cup being offered and the individual is refusing the better offers because there are existing cups that are right in front of it. But it's like that Three of Cups was not real, that like those were all just third party potentials. Whereas like there was a lot of potential with that person, but they're going to always put you in a third party situation. Maybe it was these kings, King of Wands, King of Pentacles. One really played you like they had what you wanted. And one was just kind of waiting for you to see them or waiting for you to grow something with them. I don't know. There is this energy of on side A that when you don't know what you want, you sort of lose everything that you, if you don't know what you want or even know what you have, you're going to lose both of those things just by not seeing them for what they actually are. Three of Pentacles, this energy is fruitful. This cat has a third eye visibly on the imagery and also has fruit bearing around it. So it's like there was sort of heartbreaking energy that kind of surrounded the connection on side A, where they just didn't really see anything that they liked or wanted out of the situation, which then helped show them more of like what they do and don't deserve. They got stronger in that inner knowing. And so with the Six of Cups reverse, what felt like a good fit, I'm hearing from spirit it wasn't a good fit, and this person had to make a judgment on that, and this Knight of Pentacles was sort of left to build something on their own or by themselves. Flip it if it was you or your person, but it's like Nine of Pentacles is very independent energy. So I think what happened for side A was that whatever happened that was a Tower moment pushed you into maybe a creative or artist zone or a boss mode zone where you were able to get your shit together, kind of collect all of your... I'm getting berry collecting from this card. Mostly because I'm seeing, you know, the repeat of the strawberries here. But I think maybe some of you are berry pickers or really enjoy going hiking and, you know, connecting with the different plants that are on your hike. Maybe, okay? You guys aren't all going to resonate with those, with every single energy in the reading, but I know that there is independence that you were pushed towards because this person or situation left you abandoned, and it left it left this tree of growth, or it was a stormy kind of situation. With this Three of Swords, it's like perhaps there are towers falling apart around you and you're still growing. That you're just climbing up your tree and watching everybody else sort of go through a similar thing. Or I'm hearing like lesson building, like a student becomes the teacher and teacher becomes the student. And that cycle is always ever changing in certain connections. One energy that was dominant, maybe this is what happened with side A. With side A, maybe the kings that were involved, the other, like the divine of the counterpart of the situation, perhaps there was a domestic like rebalance where one person had control and then suddenly the control went to the other side. And what happens then? Like, you don't know, like if you've never experienced that, it's uncomfortable. And when people operate, how people operate when they're uncomfortable or when they're pressed or stressed or any of that, it could really show their true character on the inside. So I think that with side A, it was seen how individual and how beautiful this person can stand on their own, even if neither party got the person that side A, like, you know, maybe there was a lot of misunderstanding about what side A really is, person A, who they really are. Maybe a lot of people just don't know them enough, and there's been a lot of gossip and a lot of talk about them. Because Nine of Pentacles draws in a lot of energy. It draws in, like, Nine of Pentacles is like, you have worked so hard, made all of your potentials possible, manifested all of the opportunities that have been given to you and strengthened them at that. And so you shine really brightly. You almost don't need anyone but yourself, but it would be nice, right? And so I think that's what this energy is this, you attract so much good and also so much bad. It's almost extreme. So I think that maybe there was an extreme that you were faced with this King of Wands versus King of Pentacles, because we have Queen of Wands here, but I think your counterpart, as being reflected here, you do have the counterpart as the King of Wands showing up, but then perhaps there was then another King of Pentacles that wanted to be in competition, wanted to take out your counterpart, and maybe they were successful. Maybe these counterparts, these potential counterparts, they just didn't know what you wanted, so instead of instead of filling your cup, they instead they fought each other, or worked against, I'm hearing for some, you have people who worked together against you, and for some you have two people who both want the same thing and are against each other. However that works for you. This clearly kind of doesn't work, having too many energies present and now fighting. So decisions need to be made, right? Because I think that maybe these kings didn't know about each other, or again, it could be male, male, female, female, male, female, female, male, like whoever you think is embodying what. You will know that these kings, though, these kings are, I'm hearing, I should get to the other side now of the reading. So for side B, as I'm reading it, is the Seven of Wands. We have a Four of Pentacles and an Eight of Pentacles, the Hermit, King of Swords, and now a Seven of Cups, a Wheel of Fortune. Now side B, what I'm picking up now is there is a release from being stagnant, or being alone, or like being placed in fear. With the Seven of Wands, I'm just getting more so that this energy nipped someone in the butt of just not choosing to do something, especially when you feel or are guided to. Continuing to not do something is still choosing, choosing, doing nothing is still choosing. You're choosing to do nothing. And so I think that energy has nipped some of side B in the butt. There was placements of knowing, we have a repeat here with the Four of Pentacles. So I think it has to do with side A. How side B feels towards side A is that there was maybe something spoken from side A to side B. Side B probably knew exactly what to do and didn't do it because having a guard up, or having some circumstance be in some way. With this Eight of Wands, or Eight of Pentacles, it's like this regretful energy of not listening to your own self and your own morals, or your own placements on loyalty. With dogs, you really get this energy on loyalty, and you can really tell when there's an opposing energy for a dog, because they just won't, they'll just make it known, right? If a dog is not with in agreement with another dog, you will see it. If you see a dog that really loves you, you will see it. If you see a dog that really hates you, you will also see it. It's really obvious, because a dog is first and foremost loyal to itself, and then very, very, very loyal to its owners, that would show it, the beautiful energy of loyalty and love. And so you can really tell connectivity between a dog and its owner just by the level of loyalty that is expressed, between with the dog, and then the dog with others in its surroundings, or in its owner's surroundings. The Hermit here is indicating to me that surrounding this energy of not doing, it's brought in some isolation, is what I'm getting. And then just with this imagery of how the King of Swords is being represented, it's like your it feels like side B's heart space is outside of them. Like literally how it's depicted in the card. Their heart space, it's outside of them. Maybe their heart space belongs to side A, or that they just do not have the energetic access to their heart space. They don't know how to touch their heart space because their heart space has been too hurt or too emotionally manipulated to fully like have the placements that really work. And I say emotionally manipulated for real, like if it's really obvious someone has the feels or the love for another, perhaps there is a lot of controlling and changing how things go. Because I'm getting this butterfly, but with the crown on top of it, it just doesn't really give me, like with this sword and then the heart up here and like the imagery with this, it just doesn't, it looks like this dog is looking for a transformation, but there is too much control or too much, like I'm getting like, yeah, like a crown. I'm just getting crown chakra stuff. Like someone's getting into your mind space, getting into person B's mind space, placing fear, placing ideas surrounding transformation, but it could be transformation in the good or bad way. If someone sees you doing really, really well, they're going to change your life. Like if they're jealous of it, they're going to try and change your life towards in a negative direction. If they are happy for you, they would encourage the positive transformation. So when the good things are happening for you, they're going to like solidify the transformations in the good light. Some of, I think side B has experienced too much of one energy. And then perhaps the tower moment that happened between side A and side B, it really brought the energy on side B back several notches, because I think if there has been, I think side A is more balanced than side B was. I think side A is just further along in their journey, and side B is experiencing the beginning stages of what would have been like something that happened forever ago for side A. Forever ago, you know, like I think that it's just the types of lessons are in unique placements, and that there were choices presented to side B, but the fortunate or unfortunate thing is that the choice kind of led them to where they are. The Wheel of Fortune is indicating that they, whether or not they made good or bad choices. You're going to be seeing your situation however it actually, like hopefully you're seeing your situation like as is, because some people your person B is you, some people your person B is your person, and the good or bad karma is going to be very unique to the types of things that each individual did. I think person A, with the Nine of Pentacles being back of the deck, I think they just did a lot of work up on self, so much that they look really well and very amazing right now, very attractive. And I just noticed this. There's a Nine of Pentacles here, and the back of the deck here is Ace. So A and B are clearly like fulfilling, where maybe the energy is mutual. If side B connects with Nine of Pentacles, then flip these back of the deck energies. But I'm really finding that someone who's really independent, and then someone who has like the divine blessing to be able to fill it. I think this is this energy here of, if you need something filled, the other counterpart does have the potential or has the ability to fill that, but it has to be willingly. And this energy is really showing me that, for one, person A is willing to work on themselves enough to bring them to Nine of Pentacles. And then person B, while they chose not to do something, they know that they are very divine, that whatever they have to offer is amazing. They don't have to show these other 9 pentacles. They know that the 1 pentacle that they have is big enough to match this 9 of Pentacles. So I think that the energy here is really matched, and I love this energy here. But as far as A and B, I think A and B were really amazing to start, and then when side B didn't do anything about what was going on internally and externally and vice versa, because they didn't choose to do anything, the karmic placement, well, even though person B may be experiencing good or bad karma or a mixture of karma, I think it's showing them that not doing anything is just going to be harmful to, especially to, like, you know, what they have to offer, and also to the person that they want to offer it to. They know that that energy is detrimental. Doing or not doing in whatever placements it belongs can be detrimental and also strengthening. So I think person B is being more mindful of what their responses are like and why they chose to or not to respond. Heavy on, perhaps there was a 0 to 100 kind of energy, and there was maybe a lot of fear, a lot of people in your mind or heart space for part B. And it's like, well, part B, then they were just guided or led to a space where they just didn't do anything. And then person A was just too exhausted trying to figure out why am I not getting my last pentacle? I know this person has it, but now they're like, they made it seem like they're gonna give it to me. They made it seem like they're gonna offer to me, but now all I have is heartbreak. And it's like, I think there was impatience with side A, and then there was not enough information with side B. So I think both energies were like, one waited too long or one didn't wait long enough. I think maybe whatever energy was here was actually here, and whatever energy was here was actually here, but in like interesting placements. And there was just a large misunderstanding altogether about anything, because nothing was really communicated from one person or other. I'm going to move the back of the decks, you guys, and give space for the connecting energy. So this is the Star Spinner tarot deck. I really think that everyone in the collective is a star, and that we have star power. I've been really channeling like that. And so I really love the Star Spinner cards for the idea that let's get your energy spinning, because when I work with chakras, I've come to realization that our energies will be mirrored. Like, I will be able to check them and look at them with spinning motions. And so Star Spinner is really just getting the right energy channeled through. So we have an Ace of Pentacles repeating, we have the Hierophant, and we have the Three of Wands reverse. With this energy, this is your connecting energy now that I'm reading. So I really feel like, yes, this connection is divine. has been divinely guided. So if you are, you know, curious about if this is your job, if this is your person, if this is something that you should be working with, Spirit says yes. Spirit says that you should work with the things that you have and work to improve on like the opportunities and the types of energy that, like the energy that is involved in the situation. With this Ace of Pentacles, the Hierophant's really energy of commitment, and you see the Hierophant holding a pair of keys. So you may be actually receiving what it is that you've been working towards or for. I'm hearing some of you are building or working on a family home. Whether it's, you know, finding your person or having, or, you know, finding that location or finding that job that will provide, there is this energy of, with having the keys in the imagery there. I think it is in your command, right? From moving forward, you have to know clearly how you're going to set up your situation. Your person may have clearly spoken a boundary, whereas like, I'm not going to continue with you unless blah, blah, blah happens. Well, figure out how to get this blah, 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 whatever it is. If it's a house, figure out how to save the money to get there, how to, you know, get the, like, make the investments. If it's a business location, figure out, like, you know, do your research, do the stuff. If you want to get together with a person, really learn who they are, really learn what their interests and hobbies are in order to be able to love them and show up the way you want to. But it's like this, some of you haven't even journeyed out on these ideas yet because you can't. Not if you're bouncing around, not if you're in imbalance, not if you have so many flings around you. Person A had 2 kings or queens, or, you know, like, and the 3 of swords, the 3 of pentacles. Like, there was a bit too much energy on one side. So if you decide on one person for side A, if side A chooses on one person, and grows that, and then, you know, if you want more than one partner or more than one person, then add from that, you know, strengthen one connection and then add another connection. Like, make sure the communication between everyone involved is strong. Again, there's a variety of situations because not all of you want to be monogamous. Some of you want to be polyamorous. Some of you, like, just wherever you are, just know that this 3 of Wands is here because of refusal to see magic or refusal to see your journey. This card flipped up on the inside, and I keep forgetting that I did that. But it says personal journey. I follow what feels right within me without needing validation from others. We are each on our own journey, and mine does not need to look like anyone else's. My enjoyment and satisfaction is validation enough. So your own enjoyment is enough reason to want to do anything. Never mind what somebody else thinks. And I experience a lot of bullshit where people, like, don't even want to hang out with me because I'm a disabled person, and it looks like, I don't know what it looks like to people or what they think. Like, that's not really the way my heart space or my mind works. Like, a lot of people just wouldn't hang out with a disabled person because they don't want to be seen with a disabled person, and that's like some really big bullshit. It really is just some really big bullshit, and I think that gets in the way when some people just don't like me for, like, literally no reason. It's like, the clear reason is that there's disabled hate, because if there's no real reason to hate me, then it's just disabled hate. And that's like, that's my own journey. I've had to learn that about people and not just try so hard to be around these people. Then I ended up being like an easy target because of how much I wanted them to like me. And so I'm like, I'm not even gonna give them the grace or the energy anymore. They never deserved it in the first place. And like literally I got food thrown at me in a group setting. So the fact that that shit happened that's not forgivable. And the fact that like there were so many chances to say sorry, and I don't care. I really don't care. Me nurturing myself, and me knowing how much I love myself and how much what I care, like what I need to show me care and love and peace and protection and guidance and stuff. I don't need somebody else. So some of you need to become strong in this nurturing energy with self, knowing just like me, I don't deserve food thrown at me, even if it was at my fake legs. I don't need this, and this, because like I can do it for myself, like blah, blah, blah. Some of you don't need money, or you felt like you needed money and then it made you feel like you needed your person, or you needed, whatever it is. This nurture card is real high time, big time, giving me this energy of you need to give yourself what you're asking of somebody else. That way maybe you can see if their tactics were manipulative or consistent with love. If there is a hidden agenda, you would really see that once you can come into your power and give yourself your wants and needs, not being so dependent on someone else providing that for you. It's okay to want to stay home and be alone. I deserve days to myself, days to relax and simply be. I honor how I feel and take this day to day and do the things that feel nurturing to me. So as I was saying, like, sometimes you can really nurture yourself and also nurture your surroundings by just giving yourself what you need instead of taking it from others and also taking it from the space. So like I said, on even a subtle level, I knew how I was feeling, and I knew that, the energy that I got when I was in the common space, it felt nice. It felt it felt nice, but I knew it was only going to be temporary, that I would go back upstairs and I would still be really, really tired. And so instead of continuing to, make the other person tired in the shared space, I just went to go rest, instead of just continuing to take more. I just like I did want to, like that day, I really wanted to be awake, but I had spent an all-nighter being chased out of town while I was out of town. I visited a beach town about 3 or 4 hours away, and somehow I was tracked and followed, or I don't know, there was some energy there that was really, really evil, and it felt like it followed me out of town, and literally a white van, and like stopping at intervals and shit. And it's like, it's fucked, dude. And because of that, I had an all-nighter trying to make sure I got home safe, all these things. I have these precautions set up for myself to make sure I'm safe. And I was so tired. And so like, I really wanted to be awake that next day. I had intentions of wanting to do the things I love, but I can't properly do those things I love when I'm tired and when I have all these things going on. So I need to handle like myself and all these other things going on first before I can come back, right? And so it's like big time nurture, big time. This card says loving friends. I surround myself with people who inspire me and grow together with me. My friends raise me up and hold me to the best that I can be. I am loved unconditionally and supported throughout my journey. I release any friendships which may be toxic or keeping me stagnant. So some friends pretend that they love you, but then like what are they really doing? They're keeping you stagnant. So if you haven't been your best self, or if you haven't been properly in your connection, it could be because you have a friend who doesn't love you, who is sabotaging you or struggling with you. I think these are mutual lessons here with the mindful messages, with the loving friends, personal journey, nurture. I think there has to be a rebalance on how you nurture yourself, how you are experiencing your individual journeys with or without your person, and also taking note of who is your friend and who is pretending to be your friend. Hold lightly. I take the things and people that come into my life lightly, not holding on too tight so that when it comes time for them to go, they may go smoothly. This does not mean I love any less or not value, but that I am open to the changes of life. So releasing friends that aren't serving you, releasing energy that is not nurturing, releasing anything like that, just being light with anything that goes on for you, knowing that everything about what's happening around you or related to you or anything like that, it may not have anything to do with you, and if it does, there is, like, you know, that effect of as you change and your life changes, so does your outside circumstances. So just seeing it as, oh, that's an old me connection, so I say goodbye to old me. I say, oh, that's a new me connection, so I'm going to be more like them, you know. So subconscious mind, I realize that subconscious beliefs or programs may be holding me back from my desires. For example, if I want money, I may have been told things growing up that I am subconsciously holding onto. So I go back to my past and release beliefs that no longer align, substituting them with ones that do. And so I'm going to quote exclusively intuitive here, and it's like she a few months ago said, I was born rich, but I didn't get my payout yet. So you can really begin to start saying that to yourself, believing that you were born rich, but you have to, you know, manifest the life in which you know, have access to the riches. But this is the food tarot, so I'm going to continue in on this reading on mutual energy between side A and side B. Of course, cats and dogs need to eat, and so do us humans. So, and everyone that's, you know, involved, you know, we all have to nourish and nurture ourselves. We need to eat the yummy food, drink the nourishing water, do the thing. So let me get some messages out for the collective. What's the collective here need to hear? What does the collective here need to hear about their connection on mutual love, protection, and peace? And maybe some advice, please. Get some messages out. So we have the Page of Drinks. We have the Dane. Messages for the collective on mutual energy here. And we have the Scoop. Okay, we have the Scoop, the Mini Tree, the Mispronounced. Yeah, the Mispronounced. So the Mini Tree and the Mispronounced are reverse. Let's get 2 more card messages, please, for the collective. Let's get a few more card messages for the collective. Thank you. Okay, we'll go with that. We have the Bagged one and the Beginning reverse. And there is one that fell on the floor. It says the Dog reverse. So with this Dog reverse, I think you guys may be realizing that maybe this person B is or is not for you. Sorry if the alarm was disruptive of the audio or of the message, but that may be a clarifier about this dog, okay? Because... or there may be a significance with hot dogs or corn dogs. That was literally the food that was thrown at me. So, But, you know, I've had other instances where there was food, you know, placements. So perhaps just take care to notice about anything with dogs or corn dogs or hot dogs or any of these other food placements. You may... in another reading, there was a situation with eggs. I know that I've been eating some processed food such as chips and things. So maybe that is, some of you are just really stressed out and need to take notice of the type of food that you eat when you're stressed out. This page of drinks, I think that if you need a fresh new energy, maybe you can take yourself out for a few drinks or for a drink. Maybe loosen yourself up. And I'm not encouraging alcoholism or drinking, but that if you already feel called to, do at your own risk and responsibility. But with this Dane card here, I think maybe baked goods, danishes, biscuits, croissants could be significant. Coffee, chocolate, sweets. I think that the energy is big and big enough to have a sweet offer surrounding, because I think the scoop here, the juicy thing here is that somebody knows clearly what they want, and I think there's been a banishment of anything that has been small. This mini tree is like giving me vibes of, like, broccoli is a superfood. It's very nourishing. It's very good. But if anybody knows the secret about broccoli, it actually makes you toot, like fart. And your farts, your little release in the root chakra is, I heard it's going to be stinky. And usually because it's helping you detoxify. So I think that some of you are just realizing you don't need these other smaller energies around you. Maybe you resonate with tree or tree hugging or someone who embodies being a tree. But we have this mispronounced. There is a lot of understanding or misunderstanding that has been like understanding in maybe the wrong placements, or even misunderstanding in the placement that you want there to be. Like, I don't know, like with this mispronounced is like, I'm just getting this energy of like being in a menu, being in a restaurant with a menu, and like you've never been there before, and you read like this is, you read the description, read like everything else on the menu, like you very, very much know what you want, but maybe some of you just wouldn't order what you want just because you don't know how to say it or speak around it, or like, or you don't know like what to call it or what to make of it. Some of you, maybe it's like this energy of there was a relationship, but you don't even know if it's a relationship, like because there wasn't enough of a decision. So the bagged one is like someone wants to bag you up. Literally, they may want to kill you and put you in a body bag, or they want to like actually bag you, like they want to like put a condom on their thingy and give it to you or something like that. Oh my goodness, it was a bit unwarranted spirit, but that might be exactly what the energy is giving right now, because it's like there's a lot of illumination on the situation in which there was maybe a false beginning with this egg. Like, I think something had to crack. With like literally just how the imagery is, I think that there was a beginning, but then it just got so fried up that, and then when you cracked it, like it was like this egg looks already fried, even though it says it's the beginning. So it's like, that's like literally the end of an era or end of that situation. And so it's like, maybe there has to be maybe a second beginning or a second option, or I don't know, like there's just this energy with this egg that is significant. There is an infinity sign on it, and even with the card upright or reverse, it's like the cycle is going to continue or not continue, whether or not you choose this person or not, because your own energy is going to, you can't escape your own energy. So if you had done wrong in the situation and are trying to bounce to another person, you're going to see a repeat, and it's going to repeat in worser placements. But if you've healed your situation and you want to come back to your person or come back to, you know, like the situation, if you've healed, then perhaps then you like you've got cooked up enough, well enough to be served, right? That maybe it started out like the energy was raw as fuck, really, really real and raw, but you can't eat a raw egg, can you? So it's like maybe this egg, it birthed a lot of things, and separating really cooked both of you up. Whether or not you stay single or stay together, right? The situation really cooked the both of you up, or everyone up. Like it's really like causing drama and causing like just conversations to happen. And I heard the phrase like, some of you are just a really tough egg to crack. Like you really just can't be eaten up. You can't really be shaken up or eaten up or any of that. And for that, like you're just gonna get so much by just being very strong in who you are. Like some people are really do test how strong you are. And that's plenty okay. Like let them test you, and you do your best. So long as you do your best, you know, see your failures for what they are, but then ride along with your when you pass, you know, like really hold yourself up to light and be like, yeah, I did pass that test. Like I may have failed it this time or that time, but I finally passed the test and I'm getting stronger in the areas that I'm being tested by. Does that make sense? Like strength, like keep your strengths strong and strengthen your weaknesses. And you know, like there is this like cycling of sometimes you won't feel as strong, you'll feel weak, because it is okay to be weak after you've had to be strong for so long. Some beautiful messages here, but I think that's totally it for the rest of the night. I have to see if the reading was interfered with the clarifier. I do have a daily alarm at 10 p.m. so that I could make sure that I'm charged up for the next day, quite literally. So thank you so much for being here and existing with me and writing with me as I did a new method for tarot reading, like a side A, side B kind of portion. And so, well, tonight is a wonderful night, and hopefully you guys take your placements with wonder and with wish fulfillment in heart space. With love, protection, respect, and divine guidance from Magic with Melly. Take care, and until next time.